watch.
Oh, come on. Rainbow Daytona.
Beautiful.
All right.
Can I see what's on your wrist? You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you.
Come on, can I see your watch? I know you got it on. Fire. Thank you.
This is the problem. This is the problem I have with black people. And Burner Boy is just out there for us all to see. I don't care how much money I have. I could be a billionaire. Why? Why, black men? I beg you, why? Go spend $800,000 on a watch. That's crazy. When you literally could have bought a whole apartment complex. There's so many. I mean, you could have bought car dealerships. You could have created generational wealth so that one day when you go, that car dealership, that apartment complex, maybe buying a theme park is going to continue on. And guess what? Your grandkids are going to get rich. Your grandkids are, you're building a legacy, a wealth legacy. But when you go and you be, I don't care if you come from the slums, the hood, the projects, which most black people do when they be rappers and all that, then they go spend $800,000 on a watch instead of investing, instead of creating generational wealth. This is the problem with black people. To me, y'all, to me now, $30,000 is the max I would have spent on a watch as a man. But I understand y'all like the ball. When I saw $83,000, I was like, what? But then I saw $800,000, almost $1 million. And I said, this is the problem with black people. We're not smart enough to create generational wealth and to invest. We want to be like Burner Boy when we make it and go drop $1 million on a watch, on something that somebody you can pull up in the wrong hood as Burner Boy, as ICE, as anybody, and get robbed, and somebody can take your watch. When you could have invested, like I said, in some McDonald's, even apartments, Burger Kings, Walmarts, Lowe's, home improvement. You know what I'm saying? You could have created generational wealth, something that somebody can't just stick a gun to your head and rob you. You know what I'm saying? And then you just lost $1 million because you pulled up in the wrong hood. Now they done took your watch that you just wearing $800,000 on your wrist like a foolish person. You could have invested that. And that means when you're unalive, your son, your daughters, and then when they unalive, your great-grandkids, your grandkids, your great-great, that wealth creates. That's what these owners from KFC and Walmart, they have generational wealth. It just keeps going. That money's still going to their kids because they invested it in a company that created generational wealth and legacy, where that when they unalive, their kids would forever be rich because they didn't spend it on a watch, on a bracelet, on a gold chain. They invested it in property, in stores, and things that people are continually will use forever, and their family will never be broke again. NBA Youngboy, never broke again. The way you never really be broke again is to invest in properties, to invest in companies, to create generational wealth. Your kids will never see poverty because when you unalive, they're going to automatically be rich because it's passed down. It's in their name. Buying gas stations, passing it down to your kid, that's generational wealth. But a lot of times, some of these celebrities, and lo and behold, you lose the money, you lose the fame. Now you done pawned the watch and you got robbed by the watch. You have nothing. But if you invested in apartments, in homes, in car dealerships, in gas stations, in the oil company, in the oil business, in manufacturing, and agriculture, and all these things, do you know how you create generational wealth and you end generational curses? Because the fame isn't forever. The money isn't forever. A lot of people get famous and they lose it. Because black people don't know how to invest. We want to go spend $2 million on a gold ring, on a watch. That's ridiculous. And it's annoying because we're not smart, y'all. $800,000 on a watch is stupid. At least buy a house. At least invest in some properties. And maybe he has. But I don't care how much money you should make. $800 on a watch. I don't care if you was that little kid in the ghetto, even in Nigeria, in the slums, and you said, one day I want to get 800. It's stupid. Somebody can rob you and it's gone. For a watch, 30,000 is a lot. Like if you spending 2,000 on a watch as a regular person, I feel like you're doing too much. But I understand you men and y'all pride and y'all like to be, blingy. My gold is shining. So 30,000 is okay. That's, oh wow. Now you spending 83. Now you done spent $1,800,000. Come on, black people. Generational wealth. We got to get out of this ghetto mindset that when we do get money, we spend money on these gold necklaces and these gold chains that are way too expensive. I even seen a clip where Sexy Red was online and she was like, how much is gold necklace? He was like 50, 60, just overcharging her. We got to get out of these mindsets. Oh, I want to get a little, because she just had a little boy, so I want to give him a gold necklace. How much? Dude talking about 50, 60 for a bracelet, for a necklace. This is dumb, y'all. We got to wake up. Invest your money in generational wealth. That fame ain't going to last forever. That money ain't going to last forever, especially if y'all don't know how to invest, especially if y'all don't have financial advisors. This is why we ruin ourselves. We get famous. We spend $800,000 on a watch instead of investing in properties, in the oil company, in agriculture, in manufacturing, in Walmarts, creating generational wealth, breaking generational cycles of curses and poverty. We want to go buy $1 million watch. What is that watch going to do for you? Just for something that's supposed to tell time and you can't even tell what time it is because it's got all these diamonds on it. That's dumb. It's dumb. Buy them all at least. Buy them all. Invest, go in business with some of these companies, these clothing or shoe. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen right here. $800,000 for a watch. Some of y'all be spending $1 million, $2 million for a gold necklace for these little rappers. It's dumb, y'all. We don't invest right because y'all, we're coming from poverty. I come from middle class. My grandma, my uncle was in the hood, so I've been around both. But my mom and myself were middle class. She taught me to work. She taught me to keep God first and work for what you want, to be smart. She said, don't always spend up your money. And what we do is, especially when we coming from nothing, we get up there and spend it on nothing, on stupid stuff, just to flaunt. Somebody can rob you and that can be gone. And you might say, I don't care, I got other millions, but you got to be smarter than that. Why are you spending $1 million on the watch, sir? Why, black people? Why are we doing this? This mentality has got to stop. It's not smart. It's not smart. $2,000 to $20,000, $30,000 on some jewelry is already too much. $1 million is just stupid. You got a whole mansion on your neck, on your arm. It's just not. Oh, and y'all think that's blinging. That's no, y'all. That's stupid. It's ignorance. We got to do. I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm saying, to me, it's a stupid choice. It's an ignorant choice. It's a choice that a lot of us make because we coming from nothing and we want to flaunt. But it's like flaunting in, I own this oil company in Dubai, in Iraq. Not only do I own the companies over here, so when I unalive, my kids going to be rich forever, but I own it in Dubai. I own it in Iraq. I own it in multiple countries, in Nigeria, in South Africa. That's how you flaunt, black people, when you get money. That's how you stunt. You stunt on people. You create generational wealth. That's called smart. It's called investing, stocks and bonds. You got to be careful with that. But if you invest in properties and in the oil company, you cannot go wrong. You definitely can't go wrong with investing and buying oil companies and gas stations and stuff and apartment complexes. Or Walmarts or McDonald's chains. Come on, y'all. That's generational wealth. A lot of this stuff I see is just sad because we don't know how to, we be buying dumb stuff. $1 million for a watch is crazy. You can't even look at the watch and see what time it is because it's just a bunch of diamonds. We just got to do better, y'all. We just got to do better. And this ain't talking for somebody hating because I said, listen, I feel one day I'm going to be wealthy. I will never, ever spend $1 million on a bracelet, on a gold necklace. The most I would spend maybe is $2,000, if that. I don't care to impress like that. I know everybody's different, but these choices are just dumb. These are the pieces of jewelry that you put on for a second. You put it, then you put it on your little nightstand or whatever y'all little jewelry cases, so you can just say, "Oh, I spent $800 on this." That's a watch, y'all. That's a dumb move. We got to change our mentality. Invest, buy properties, own companies, own oil companies, and markets and stores and land in other countries in America. That's how you put on, that's how you stunt, that's how you create generational wealth. Not buying $1 million watch, not buying a $2 million ring, not buying a $3 million car. Black people, we gotta do better. Change your mentality. Change your mentality and change your grandkids' future. Create generational wealth. Get out of the moment. Think about when you're not here. How can I create generational wealth for my great-grandkids so that nobody, I done been homeless 3 times, lost my mom and my grandma in the same year, lost my mama, my heart in 2018, homeless 3 times, kicked out the army. I know what it's like to be rejected, sleeping on the sidewalk, sleeping at the airport, sleeping outside. So when I'm talking about generational wealth, I'm talking for real, for real. I'm not talking about somebody that ain't never been through nothing. I came up in a nice home. My grandma, my uncle was in the hood. My mom, I was in the middle class. We spent time over there. Then my other family was rich out in Grand Prairie back in the day, had their own taxi service. So I seen the middle class, I seen the rich, and I seen the hood, and I seen the different mentalities in each. But my mama raised me to have the right mentality. That is to keep God first. With him, you can do all things, and to go out and get it yourself. And not to have the mentality that my other family had, which is wait for somebody to give you something. Government assistance, this. And if you're trying to go to college, if you're trying to be somebody, trying to create your own clothing line, or you're not keeping it real. If you don't have a kid at 15, you ain't trying to be on food stamps, you ain't staying the price, you're not keeping it real. You acting too brand new. You're just not keeping it real. That was my grandma's mentality. I told her I liked Kimora Lee Simmons. I said, oh, I think she dope. She got it all. She got her clothes. No, she not keeping it real. She a gold digger. So in order for me to keep it real, I got to stay in the projects and have about 10 babies with 6 different daddies and stay on food stamps. And that's what keeping it real is. I don't want to keep it real because I'm trying to keep it real wealthy. I'm trying to keep it real wise, not foolish, not real stupid, not real chlamydia and AIDS because I'm sleeping around with people because I can't do nothing but stay on food stamps because that was her mentality. I was abstinence. I'm still abstinence. Oh, you think you better. Never say you won't be a stripper. Never. I said, I don't think I'm better. I'm just trying to please God. So we have to change our mentality, y'all. Just basics 101. Learn how to invest your money and learn how to invest in the right things, properties, oil companies, instead of stupid pieces of jewelry that you can be robbed from. You can't even look at it to tell the time. We got to change our mentality. That's my point. We got to change our mentality, y'all. We got to change our mentality. We got to invest. We got to learn how to own. And we have to learn how to take over lands, but not in an arrogant way, but to, hey, I own this and that land. I own that. Create generational wealth. And then put other people on. Don't get up, stay up, and stick your nose up. Put other people on from the hood you come from or from the neighborhood. Show other black people how to think with the right mentality. Don't just spend $1 million or $2 million on a Rolls Royce, on your favorite car, on a Bugatti, on a ring, on a dimed out necklace, on a watch, on some gators. No, invest. And that's why I like Master P, because he always trying to put other people on. You got to have the mentality to where you want to see your own people. You're going to teach people how to be wealthy, how to create wealth, how to generate wealth, and then how to create generational wealth. All right? That's all I have to say, y'all. It's a dumb move. That was just like a why. Why? That's crazy work. We got to change this. If that's what he want to do, that's what he want to do. But we got to be smarter. It's just no way. No way I'm finna spend that much on some jewelry. Fellas, you got to stop spending all this money on jewelry and shoes. You got to create if you want to do that, but you got to be smarter. You just got to be smarter. Because you can run out of that money. And what did you have? If you ran out of that money, you got a watch, you got a house. When you could have created generational wealth. I'm just saying, be smart. All right, I'm done.